their expansion plans as well as the future outlook of the company, we have Mr. Rajendra V Gogri, the CMD of the company, who is going to talk to us. Mr. Gogri, hi, thank you very much for taking the time out. You know, you're planning to invest around 75 odd crores. Now, if I look back into your Q3 con call transcript, you know, there were a lot of questions with regards to your capex, because that seemed to have increased to around 400 odd crores versus the earlier year's average of around 200 to 300 crores. So can you just give us the rationale of what exactly would be the capex spend in FY18? How much have you already spent in FY17, and why the increase?
Yeah, FY17 will be also around that number of 400, and the next year also in the range of around 350 to 400 crore capex we are looking at, because we have been expanding in all our various value chain, both on the base product as well as some of the downstream product. Last year we have commissioned a grassroots ethylation plant in Dahej, and this year we'll be in the process of commissioning nitrotoluene and downstream. So based on our various value chain, we are looking at good volume expansion possibilities, visibility. On that basis we are investing, and this R&D center is also part of that to focus on developing more and more value-added products in the chain as well as on a standalone basis.
How exactly are you how are you going to get this particular investment that you need? 75 crores plus 300 to 400 crores of FY18 capex?
No, basically it is both internal accrual and part of that will be covered by borrowings. So it will be a mix of both internal accrual as well as borrowing.
The plant that was commissioned last year, the ethylene plant, what is the, is it running at full capacity?
No, basically, we have done the qualification part because it has to. So last year was more for qualification, and this year, there will be a ramp up of capacity as well as addition of new products in this year. So this will being a new technology, and ramp up will be more slower in this product.
No, but that plant was commissioned, right? It's not, you're saying.
Yeah, it was commissioned, and we have already.
The capacity was about 8 to 10,000 tons per annum.
Yeah, that is the total capacity. And but last year was commissioning, so we had supplied about 500 tons for commissioning purpose, this commercial qualification. And the volumes are going to increase in FY18 and then subsequently.
You said you're commissioning one plant.
We'll be adding new products.
You're commissioning another plant this year, in 2017.
No, this FY18 the nitrotoluene, and it's other hydrogenated product which will be commissioned in this year.
Okay, well, some news on Shilpa Medicare, where they have managed to close a US FDA inspection which had taken place at their Raichur unit in Karnataka successfully. So it was inspected in December 2016. They received some observations, replied back to the US FDA. The US FDA found their remediation successful, and hence it is closed successfully, and they've received an EIR, or an establishment inspection report, and hence you're seeing the stock up around 7.5% odd. Sir, just, actually talking about pharmaceuticals, your pharma segment in, 9 months of FY17 hasn't done that much. It's up only around 3% in terms of sales. One of the reasons which you cited was also because of a US FDA inspection which took place in the month of December. Can you just update us on where how many observations you received, which plant was inspected, and what is the status of that?
Yeah, one of our intermediate division was inspected, and not many significant, maybe around 2 or 3 observations were there, and which are not of any significance as such, where we see any big impact coming out of it.
Okay. Just a quick follow-up. You know, you're also on the board of Aarti Drugs, and that one has an outstanding import alert by the US FDA on one of its plants. Can you update us on what the status of that might be and where remediation stands?
Already remedial action is taken, and I think don't have the detailed timeline, but I think follow-up inspection will be done this year.
Right. So just back on Aarti Industries, what would volume growth for the overall business be in the fourth quarter? And I think you're guided for about 15% top line and 20% bottom line growth over the next many years. Are you on track to do what you said?
Yeah, fourth quarter it will be more than 10%, and generally, yeah, we are looking at on a compounded basis around 15% volume growth in the coming years also.
You mean top line growth, 15% top line growth?
Yeah,
Revenue
15% top line growth. Yeah.
All right, so thank you very much. Good speaking.